So a lot of you may not know this, but at the time of its release, the Nintendo Game Boy was incredibly groundbreaking. And not necessarily because of its graphical capabilities. There was one big thing the Game Boy did that no other handheld had done before. And it's one of the reasons that I fell in love with, and still to this day prefer, handheld gaming. It used cartridges. Now I know that doesn't sound like a big deal by today's standards, but being able to take a handheld and pop a different game in it was a very revolutionary thing. Because up until this point in the market, every handheld just had like one pre-built-in game, like the Game & Watch or the Tiger handhelds. This was really something for the handheld market. And this is why I have such a nostalgic and fond relationship for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color library. Now I know if you didn't grow up in this era, a console that doesn't have swappable games sounds absolutely ridiculous, which is why every Wednesday on my Twitch channel, I have Way Back Wednesdays, where I play through tons of my classic Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on a chromatic by Mod Retro, because not only did they completely perfect and nail the aesthetic of the Game Boy Color, this thing actually has USB-C out, which allows me to stream directly from the device. I personally, the last couple months, have been playing through Pokemon Crystal, and at the same time, my wife is rocking out to Tetris. At the same time, on the same screen, on the same stream. It really is an awesome way to share the nostalgia of the Game Boy and Game Boy Color in a streaming environment. So if you want to know more about streaming your Game Boy and Game Boy Color games from a chromatic, come check out the live stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Tofer.A plays. And if you like it, stick around to the end of the stream, because I always give one of these away.